You do not have to look far in the shooting world to find gun adverts. And most every single one of those gun adverts, when it regards a shotgun, will extol the new and exciting barrel technology that these gun makers have produced. Better patterns, smoother shooting, less pellet deformation, all to get us to be more interested in their new product. I, for a long time, have disputed the fact that we have come anywhere in terms of patterning. So we're here today with some targets, and we're going to shoot these with half chokes through 3 different guns. I have 3 Berettas, one with a fixed choke half, one with a mobile choke half, and one with an Optima HP half. 3 different stages in Beretta's historical barrel development. And we're going to see what the difference is. We're going to be shooting white gold cartridges, a standard clay load, and what we're going to look for is not uniformity of pattern in terms of circle, but uniformity of density, because that's really what matters more, providing you're actually on the target. So, without further ado, 2 shots through each barrel. Let's go. Right, we're going to start with the fixed choke, which is a Beretta Silver Pigeon. Probably about 2004, 2005 this gun. Fixed choke in the top barrel is a half. Let's go shoot it. Firstly, don't these look like the most delicious cartridge on the market? It's most of the reason I shoot them, to be honest. So top barrel is half, that's 2 dots. Something you'll notice about this hot weather is everything rusts that much quicker. It's a mixture of sun cream, the fact it contains lots of salt, let's not put that one in the bottom. And everyone just sweats more in this weather. We find that everybody in the summer, our guns, certainly in the shop, they rust so much quicker, so we have to oil them about 3 times a week to make sure they don't rust. Because one finger touch and suddenly it's brown. Okay, ready? Let's go. Left down target, half choke, top barrel. Right hand target. About 35 yards here. I figure the distance really is actually unimportant as long as it's consistent. So let's go down, change those over, see what happens. So I mean, what are we expecting to find out here, I suppose is what your question is. Well, the answer is nothing particularly conclusive. I've done enough testing now with enough cartridges and enough guns to know that regardless of what your barrel or what your choke is, you actually have to test it with different cartridges to see what happens, because it can make such a difference. Anyway, looking at both of these, I'd like to think that both of those would have resulted with a 35 yards with a half choke with a very broken clay. Both, as you can see, are very consistently patterned. Very nice. Good spread throughout. Let's change them over and have a look. Just mark these up with 1. Right, next. The mobile choke gun, Beretta Ultralight Gold. A particular non-favourite of mine actually, but hey ho. Half barrel is the topper once again. Let's go. Top barrel, ultralight. Start with the right hand target. I'll just wait for the wind to die down. All right, ready? Let's go. Have a look. I mean, if you needed more conclusive evidence that you need to go and pattern a gun, this is a half choke mobile versus a half choke fixed with Beretta, okay? Look how much denser these patterns are. I mean, I certainly was aiming a little bit lower. That gun was not a pleasure for me to shoot. It certainly shot a bit lower anyway. Look how many more pellets are in these middle sections. Anyway, let's go and change these over. Mark up these with 2 and shoot our last gun. So you might be wondering why this isn't another Allen splash target, and that's purely because I don't like waste and I don't want to open another packet, and there's only 5 in a packet, and in reality I'm pretty sure we'll be able to get conclusive evidence off of 1, but we'll also shoot the box that it came in, because it comes in this beautiful white cardboard that looks just like a pattern plate, right? So we're going to shoot that because we don't like waste. We really are blessed. There's so many butterflies about today, and it's sunny. You just feel privileged to live in the countryside or have access to it. All right, so now we have the 690 black and the extended Optima HP chokes. So half is in the bottom barrel, right on target. We're done. Let's go have a look at these. Then we're going to bolt them all together, go back and have a little look. So it's not just about performance. We're also going to weigh these and sort of have a little look at what they mean over and above what they are. I mean, there's a lot more that goes into this that we're obviously not really taking into account. Barrel bore size being sort of a nominal factor, certainly versus the choke. But what you can see is you have another broken clay there. And on here, another broken clay, if there was a circle to be seen, if you could see it. Let's go and analyse. Come on. Came back to drop and I did weigh all three barrels and then realised actually that the numbers didn't really make a difference because we got two 28s and we got a 30, we have one with vented rear barrels, we have one with... It was an unfair comparison to test them by weight. However, as much as I can tell you that obviously the fixed choke was the lightest per inch and the two multi-chokes actually were not dissimilar per inch because this has got vented and this has got solids. So, what do we conclude from all this? Well, first off is that in terms of weight and handling, it makes fairly little difference without weighing the barrels, weighing the stocks and checking the balance on any of these guns. Secondly, is that certainly the fixed choke has the nicest barrel profile because there's no swelling for multi-chokes, fixed choke. The mobile choke has a very sharp taper out to these, and the Optima HP has a smoother taper. The longer choke also hides it a little bit better, to be honest. What we can tell is what we've been out and shot. This Optima HP, this mobile choke, and this fixed choke. From a very basic counting perspective, it went quite interestingly. The fixed choke half is the sparsest. There was 15 pellets on average in the middle. Actually, there was 15 in both. The mobile choke had 19 on average, which was a 15 and a 23. As you can see, this one is quite sparse. This one has a very big dense spot in the middle there. And this, the Optima HP, had 21 on average, 17 and 24. Excuse my rough circle. But look at the bigger picture here. And that's what we're here to do really, is to look at the bigger picture. So take that center circle out of context. The real thing, you can look at that center circle and go, yes, I would have broken a clay if it was inside of there. I mean, let's say if you put one in that tiny edge there, you might not have broken it, but let's not be too pedantic. If you look at this half choke, it's a good even spread. In fact, if you look at all of them, it's a good even spread. It's hard to say anything other than, I think a lot of it is down to sales pitch. And that's the hardest thing to say out of all of it, because actually the fixed choke, in my opinion, has the most even pattern. It's not even in my opinion. If you look at this versus that, all shot by the same shooter at the same targets, these actually, the fixed choke had the most consistent pattern. And I can't say anything as to that because actually I've done enough of this, as I said earlier, to understand that if I put a different cartridge into this test, I could walk away with a very different result. And in fact, the only thing that we can conclude is they are all slightly different, and yet all the same. Because if I picked up this, I would have broken the clay. If I'd have picked up this, I would have broken the clay. And if I had picked up this, I would have also broken the clay. So essentially what I'm saying is this test was not an entire waste of time. You can conclude only the one thing from it, right? And that is that there is no conclusive evidence. Because if you took a different cartridge and went and did this test again, you could come out with a completely different result. So the only way to do a conclusive test would be to spend an entire day up there with a lot of targets. Big targets as well, so that we can measure every little aspect, density throughout the ring, everything, and put all of this data into a computer. Different chokes, different barrel lengths with that same choke, so you could have these same three choke styles. You could have different barrel lengths through those choke styles, both internal and external. What you could then do is put different cartridges in and put it all into a big database and then have a little look at the averages and see if there was any pattern there. And I haven't got time for that in my life, because I know well enough that if you gave me a gun with a half choke, it's going to do pretty much what a half choke does, which is similar to everything that we have here on the table. All I can take from this test is that the Beretta fixed choke gave me the most average patterns over a shot count of 2. So what am I saying? Well, unfortunately, I think what I'm saying is that actually choke technology is to improve nothing but your psychological state. However, the fact that that actually really is important means that it's not to be discounted from being important, because we all know the majority of shooting is up there. And there you have it. Guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm not really sure whether this was a useful video to you, but it was certainly interesting. Take care, goodbye, and I'll see you next time.